Good evening, all ladies and gentlemen from India and wherever you are watching. So one more video like I've planned. Like we last time we stopped at the types after the types of account like asset, liability, income, expense, and then I told that I'll be explaining the types of accounts. So the types of accounts, like first of all, here there are two things like we have to be clear about this. Like if we talk about types of accounts in banking, so that means fixed, that means that FD, RD, salary account and all that, savings account, like जो हम बैंक में देखते हैं ना, like savings account, current account, like which the bank gives options to a customer. But when we talk about types of accounts in accounting, so that means like these kind of account, like real, personal, nominal. So, and if you are you are thinking that instead of board like he is explaining on the paper, so that's because like we have the access for a board, but that's on at a different center at a different location. So if you can like, if you are able to see and understand the handwriting, so types of accounts are like real, personal, nominal. So real account and there are three golden rules of accounting attached to this. Like for real account, the rule is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Okay, so like here and here also real account are divided into two types of account: tangible, intangible. What are tangible? Tangible are like things which we can see, like furniture, land and building, plant and machinery, like whatever you can see, you can touch, are tangible assets. And intangible assets are those like which you cannot see or touch but you can feel, like goodwill, patents. So we cannot touch these, like goodwill, patent, copyright. We cannot touch and see them, but we can feel them. Goodwill, the reputation of the company. So the rule for real accounts is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So I am talking about this one, the first point. And then second, personal account. Personal account rule here, what is the rule? The rule is debit the receiver, credit the giver. Suppose like uh, Mr. Manoj receives some payment, so he'll be receiver, and giver the one who is making the payment. So personal account rule is debit the receiver, credit the giver. And then third type of account is nominal. So the types of accounts in accounting are real, personal, and nominal. So the rule for nominal account is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. And expenses, losses means whatever you have spent or any loss which you have incurred during the financial year. Financial year refers to April to March. Like in India now we have April to March, although earlier it was from Jan to December, but now we have the financial year from 1st April to 31st March of the next year, like 2021 to 2022. Okay, so the rule for nominal account is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Suppose you have paid some rent, so for you it's a rent, it's an expense for the tenant, so the entry would be rent account debit to bank account or cash account, depending on the mode of the payment. And on the other hand, it's an income for the landlord. So income is like so rent received. So rent paid is an example of expense, but rent received is an example of income. So debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains is the rule of nominal account. Then so in the books of landlord, what would be the entry? Landlord, the owner of the property, who has let it on rent. To let लिखा होता है ना on the advertisement. So for the landlord it's an income. So the entry would be bank account debit to rent account. Bank account debit, remember the rule, debit the receiver, and rent account credit because income, because it's an income for the landlord, simple. So these are the three golden rules of accounting. And again I would repeat, when you are talking about types of accounts in bank, then the types of account are current account, saving account, FD, recurring. But when you talk of types of accounts in accounting, then the types of account are real account, personal and nominal. Okay, so thanks for your time. And again I would suggest, for a better and detailed understanding, we would request you and refer you to join these classes. Like we have arrangement for accounting, economics, English, and like SAP, and like Bcom cybercrime law, which is also in Bcom honors, both in Bcom Pass and Honors, the cybercrime law, and first to 10th mathematics, because these things will continue. Like schools will remain closed, then open, then again open, closed. So these things will continue now. So and so let's let's try and join the classes. You can join like monthly, annual basis, whatever. Thank you. Goodbye. Take care. Stay safe. Keep yourself safe and your family safe.